lot of people have been asking me about my welding and what I've been up to. Well, this is my latest project. It's a welded steel tube gate with steel spirals and a catch. There we go. Good fun project to make. And if you follow me, I will show you the other gate. This is the nail gate, which is just made for the front of the house. Basically it's made of nails and a few old tools. And there are a number, obviously backwards, it's hollow. Fun projects here at Moulin Nose. So let's go and see the workshop. Mini bandsaw, grinding wheel. This is something I really like. It's an electric chainsaw with a log stand. Lets you hold a log safely while cutting it. Works pretty good. Here's my pillar drill and a very cheap engineering axis vise. Really cheap, no good whatsoever, but it's kind of useful. This is the plasma table with the cutouts. It's good, it's really sturdy. The only problem I've had with it is, of course, when you cut, it cuts these slats. So I've done a couple of big projects now and one side of the slats are pretty worn out. The plasma cutter I use is this. It's a Amazon cheap Chinese Hero Cut 45i. It's excellent, I really like it. It uses compressed air, turns air and electricity into a plasma. The shop air is a pipe which goes up here along the old mill, down this side, and here got a 50-litre compressor which works well. Also means I can use the hose for other air tools. One of my favorite air tools is the blowing off gun for all the dust. The nozzle of it is your standard plasma cutter nozzle. Comes with lots of consumables, over 50 little porcelain noses with the copper tip. I think it works well. I can't believe it's going to last for years, but for under 200 euros it's excellent. Now let's talk about welding. This is the welding station, and here on the right is the GYS MIG welder, which I really hate because my favorite is the GYS 160p mini arc welder or stick welder. This is the bee's knees. It's easy to use. You do need a variety of sticks. I particularly like these, which are the 3.5 electrodes. but I do have some thinner ones too. And of course the solar chargeable, rechargeable, self-dimming welding helmet is great. Magnets, this is a GYS one which is articulate. I find it really too strong. If I put it on steel I can hardly get it off. I just like clamps. I have a square magnet which I use for fishing, which is just great, and of course the classic kind of 45-degree magnet, which is okay, but this one's pretty cheap. And vice grips are just vital. These are mini magnets. They're just too weak. And then the other things that I use a lot are these Wolfcraft square tube vices, and the problem with them is that when welding with them there's very little amount of the joint is actually exposed, and they don't clamp that well, but they're a good design, just slightly poorly made. This is my artwork. These are the hanging bicycles, of course, and this is the Einhell cutoff wheel. Works great, no problem with that. This is a welding table I made, bought the legs, put on wheels, and had quite a thin top but with braces underneath, braces at the back. It works well. This stuff, available in France, is a metal treatment for outside metalwork, which I really like. It works well for me. This is our bizarre Star Trek furnace. This of course is the tool chest, which I love. My fire, and the solid chestnut workbench. Pretty good. This is a piece of kit which I really enjoy. This is an Einhell cordless angle grinder, no wires, and I use it not for cut off but for smoothing and grinding. I like it, but you can't put too much pressure on it, but it's so handy just to be able to not have a cord. Bit of a tool thing going on here. This is an old kitchen cupboard with the, of course, the glass jars full of stuff. Here's oils and other consumables. This is a bit of a mistake. This is the grinder and wire wheel. Two things about it. One, it has absolutely no power. And two, the wire wheel vertical is okay, but I much prefer a horizontal wire wheel just running in the pillar press drill. It's just easier to use. So again, back to the mini bandsaw. The big tip with the mini bandsaw is this one works okay. It took a little bit of setting up, but the blade it came with was just kind of a shame. So I bought a good Sheffield steel 1/4 inch narrower blade, which means I can cut tight radiuses and it's much sharper, and it's transformed the machine into a useful machine now. I use it all the time. The grinder is great, you know, it works for both metal and wood. And I haven't replaced the belts or the disc yet, and it seems pretty good. And then this is a compound miter saw from Screwfix. Yeah, the Screwfix Titan brand. It's cheap. I don't really like it. I did have a much better one, but I broke it cutting logs for the fire, which was stupid. That's why I got the Screwfix Titan brand electric chainsaw, and the log cutting holder. I really like that, and as I said, it saves the miter saw for to live another day. So that's Mullen's Workshop. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you found it useful.